Sometimes the place of articulation of a nasal assimilates to the place of articulation of the following consonant. For example, emphasis, where the M in the spelling is actually pronounced as a labiodental nasal instead of Take a look. Emphasis. That means the place of articulation of the nasal becomes labiodental, just like the labiodental F sound. So, emphasis. Sometimes this also happens with nasals that are spelled with an N, which would correspond to an alveolar nasal. For example, the word enthusiasm, you say enthusiasm, meaning that that nasal is actually a dental nasal, instead of the alveolar nasal, So, enthusiasm. When you say words like English, or Inca, or incorporate, the nasal is velar. You say English, Inca, incorporate. Sometimes you even have the case of an alveolar nasal, usually spelled with an N, assimilating to a labiodental sound. Like, for example, instead of invader, you can hear invader, which is similar to the case of emphasis. However, I have the theory that while assimilation of nasals to following consonants, to the place of articulation of the following consonant, is a completely natural and unmarked process in Spanish, think of the words enfatizar, etc., etc., I have the theory that the assimilation of an alveolar nasal sound to a following labiodental sound in English is considered marked, and people try to avoid it in careful speech, which is not the case of the assimilation of the bilabial nasal to a following labiodental. For example, saying emphasis would be perfectly be perfectly acceptable in a situation, but saying, for example, environment instead of environment would perhaps be regarded as a bit sloppy in a very formal situation. This is only a working theory, but well, you know, if anyone out there is the kind of person who would record a video or even watch a video about a guy going on about assimilation of nasals to the place of articulation of the following consonant as he walks home from work, you're quite welcome to leave your comments and impressions. Until next time.